The week could not have gone any worse. Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Arsenal and welcome to the match reaction for Arsenal 0, Burnley 0. And as I just said, the first thing I've said is that could not have gone any worse. There's so many bad things that have happened this week, and this just piles up to that. That was a disaster class. There's always a chance Burnley could do that for you, but with the team we have, with what you're trying to do with the top four and everything, you do not expect Arsenal to draw points against Burnley at home. And it's been a disastrous month, let's be honest. The players we've had out with COVID, the games in the Carabao Cup against Liverpool, they were a disaster, both of them. The first one was okay, but obviously we went out of that. The Nottingham Forest was a disaster. We went out of the FA Cup as well. Obviously, this year, 2022, we still haven't won a game. Don't forget that. We still haven't won a game. And it started in such a positive manner as well. Playing so well against Man City and coming so close to beating Man City. And then since we went so close to beating Man City, since we scored against them in that first half, we have not scored any other goal. So no goal against Nottingham Forest, no goal against Liverpool in both games, no goal against Burnley, and those are home games and away games. And to add on to that, it can't get worse. Why? Because Tottenham the other day on Wednesday, they scored in the last minute 2 goals against Leicester in the last minute to pump themselves up, to get some confidence going with Antonio Conte, the players. They're thinking now they're going to get top 4 for sure. And United yesterday against West Ham, scoring in the last minute as well. That could not have gone any worse. Both teams getting last minute wins this week. I was hoping you'd do the same just to be on the same level of optimism as them, but we didn't. We've not scored a goal. That is another worry. And I know people are saying it's great that you're not playing any other game between now and February 10th, but I do feel like that is a bad thing. It could be a good thing because it can give us time to get players back and buy players, hopefully. But having to wait another 3 weeks for another game, seeing Man United ahead of us, Tottenham have a game against Chelsea in the next few minutes. If they win that, they go above us as well. Having to look at that table with Chelsea, with Tottenham being above us, United being above us. We are playing Wolves in the next game. This was our easiest game of the next 5. We are playing Wolves in the next game away from home. Wolves are now 2 points behind us. If Wolves beat us in that game, we are going back to 8th, and that will be a disaster. It has been a disastrous month. I'm pretty sure they know what they have to do. They simply know what they have to do. You have to get into the transfer market. That could be a good thing that you don't have a game. Today is January 23rd. They have a full 8 days with no games to concentrate on. You have to get players. We are very short. We cannot be depending on Saka and Martinelli every single day. Saka did his best today. Smith Rowe did their best today. But you have to look at the bench. I'll come to the lineup, but you have to look at the bench. What if Saka doesn't turn up? Who do you turn to the bench? There's literally no one. Chelsea can look at Havertz on the bench. Man City could look at Mahrez on the bench. United could look at Cavani on the bench. Who do we look to on the bench? Like, as I always ask you guys, whenever Nketiah is coming on, does he fill you up with confidence? No. When Nketiah comes on, you're like, it's going to be 0-0. That's the truth. And then you look at the rest of the bench. Tavares is a defender. You look at Holding, is a defender. You look at Leno, is a goalkeeper. You look at Hutchinson is a youngster. You look at Patino is a youngster. There's no one to change the game from the bench. That's why you need to buy players. If you had bought, let's say, 2 players by now, maybe you'd have someone like a Martinelli or Smith Rowe on the bench coming on and helping you in the second half. But you cannot depend on the same 11 players in all those games. And we've already wasted 23 days of the transfer window. I know it's hard to get players in the January transfer window, but we've already wasted time. We've already wasted the FA Cup. It's gone. There's no second chance, even if we buy 10 players right now. We've already wasted the Carabao Cup. Maybe if you had a couple of more players to bring on from the bench in that Liverpool game would have helped us. It's gone now. Look at the Burnley game. It's now gone. The easiest team to play against at home. They're bottom of the table. They've won 1 game. They've only kept 1 clean sheet away from home all season. That should have been a win. That was a must-win game. Not even must-win by 1-0. That was a must-win, get 4 goals and close in on the goal difference of West Ham and those kind of teams. That was a disaster. And as I said, it couldn't have gone any worse, considering Tottenham have picked up form recently. They've picked up a couple of wins. Considering teams like Man United scored in the last minute against West Ham, it was a disaster. So let me go through what the lineup was. Let me do the lineup. As I said, we need to get players. We seriously need to get players, 3 players at least, if we're going to get top 4. We still have a game in hand, but that game in hand is against Tottenham. We have to win that game. We have to. If Tottenham beat us in that game, it's done. If Tottenham beat us in that game in hand, it's done. We have to win it, because if you look at Man United's next few games, you look at Tottenham's next few games, they have like the likes of Norwich, Newcastle. We have to start picking up wins immediately, and this was one of them that was supposed to be a must win. So here's Arsenal's lineup from today, or here's Arsenal's lineup from today. Ramsdale in goal, Gabriel, Holding, Ben White, Tierney, Martinelli, Smith Rowe, Odegaard, and Saka, and Lacazette. And also another worry is not being able to score a goal with Martinelli on the pitch, Smith Rowe on the pitch, Odegaard on the pitch, Saka on the pitch, and Lacazette on the pitch. I always tell you guys, since last year, so I think it was like February of last year or something, people are saying, I think it was the time we were playing Benfica in the Europa League and playing Villarreal in the Europa League. People are asking for Aubameyang to be removed, remove Aubameyang from the squad, bring in Lacazette. And I've always asked in the last 13 months, do you think Lacazette is a better finisher than Aubameyang? He's not. They miss the same number of chances, so you can't really say if Lacazette is playing, he's going to score, and Aubameyang is playing, he's not going to score. If you're going to say Aubameyang is not going to score, Lacazette is also not going to score. Yes, he will give you more effort and all that, but against Burnley, you need goals. You just don't need effort and all that. You need goals. You need creativity up front. You need all that. You need people to, someone in the box. For the last 20 minutes, we didn't have anyone in the box. Like in the 84th minute or something, Saka had the ball, no one in the box. We have to use such chances. We cannot we have to get a striker, a midfielder and a striker. It has to happen. We cannot go on without. I know Pepe is coming back. I know Partey is coming back, but we have to have a couple of more cards to play from the bench. You can't just have the same players. Obviously, on the bench, as you can see, Leno, Tavares, Chambers, Nketiah, Hutchinson, Ollard, Biereth, Patino, and Alebiosu. Now, who on that bench would change the game for you? There's no one on that bench that would change the game. Alebiosu has never played in a Premier League game. Patino has never featured in a Premier League game. Biereth has never featured in a Premier League game. Salah Ollard has never featured in a Premier League game. Hutchinson, I don't remember, maybe one or something. I don't think he's ever featured in a Premier League game. Nketiah, do you really trust him? Chambers is a defender. Will he bring you goals? Tavares is a defender. Will he bring you goals? No, Leno is a goalkeeper. So there's literally no one on the bench. If you had made like 3 signings, maybe you could have had Lokonga on the bench, maybe Smith Rowe someone on the bench, and maybe even a Lacazette on the bench to call on later. But going with a team like that, that is disastrous. For Burnley, here's Burnley's lineup. Not that you care anyway, not that I care as well, but Pope in goal, Roberts at right back. That is not the right back who even plays for them. They also had Tarkowski and Ben Mee, who are very defensively solid, to be fair to them. Peters, McNeil, Brownhill, Westwood, and Lennon, Rodriguez, and Vidra. And on the bench, they had Hennessy, Lawton, Koch, Goodmanson, Collins, Stevens, Badsley, Long, and Thomas. That is never a team that should draw with you. That is never a team that should be drawing with you, not at all. So looking at that team and looking at their team anyway, I thought maybe we can still get like a 2-0. I don't think we'll concede. I know they'll really, really defend. I'm hoping we're going to get a 2-0, but it just did not happen. We have the stats on screen. So just above my head, ball possession 76. There's a time it got to 90 for Arsenal. 24 for them, 20 shots in total for us, 10 for them, only 5 on target, 1 for them, 8 shots off target for us, 6 off target for them, blocked shots 7, 3 for them, 12 connected for us, 4 for them, 0 offsides to 2, fouls 9 to 13, yellow card 0 to 2. We never picked up a yellow card. They should really have had a red card, but we'll come to that. 1 big chance, only win 1 big chance for us. That is not enough. 1 big chance in a game like this is not enough, man. It's not enough. Big chances missed, we missed it. That was Lacazette's chance. Counter-attack 0 to 2. Counter-attack shots, they had 2. We didn't have any. We didn't counter from any of their corners they picked up. Passes, we made more, obviously 643. Goalkeeper saves 5 to 1. Dribbles, they completed more. Crosses, they completed more. Long balls, they had better accuracy. Accurate passes, we had better accuracy, obviously, with all the passes we had mostly. Aerial duels, they won more. You'd expect that. Duels won 58, they won more. Tackles, they won more. Interceptions, they won more. And clearances, they made more. So in terms of all the second balls, they were definitely better than us, and it is unfortunate. The thing with a team like Burnley, they will defend for their lives. So you have to get different ideas. You can't just have a plan A. You have to have a plan B, a plan C, a plan D in case it doesn't work. the first one, you need to try and score early. If the 20 minutes go and you've not scored, you have to maybe switch the wings, maybe switch Saka and Martinelli, do something different. And maybe again, if it gets to halftime, you've not done anything yet, you can change the formation or change the personnel. You have to have a plan A, B, C, and D against Burnley. You cannot just have one plan, and that was a disaster. So in terms of how the game went, make sure to hit the like button if you're just joining. Let me know what you made of the game. That was obviously a disaster. I don't think any of you would be happy with that at all. Odegaard started the game very well. He was intercepting many of the balls many of the free kicks, the second balls they had, the midfield battles they had. He was intercepting most of them. Ramsdale had the first save to make in the 7th minute. Ben Mee also had a chance straight from that corner as well. Odegaard made another interception in the 12th minute. Lacazette had the first shot of the game in the 16th minute, but it wasn't enough. Odegaard looked like the best player we had in that first half. He looked like the best player in terms of if we were to get any goals, it was going to be him, or any chances, it was going to be him. And then came the Odegaard chance in the 19th minute. It was saved by Pope. And then they picked up 2 yellow cards, Westwood and Brownhill with the yellow cards. Saka had a shot right before halftime. That was our chance to get 1-0. At least that was a chance to go 1-0 up, but unfortunately it went just off target, and we seriously needed that goal to go, because I knew it gets to 60 minutes without a goal against Burnley. You know what is going to happen. They're just going to mess. So again, in the staff, Odegaard had a chance from the free kick in the 61st minute. He looked like our only hope to get a goal. He seriously looked like our only hope to get a goal. He had the free kick in the 61st minute. It just went off target. And then Pope made that very good save from Smith Rowe. That was the second best chance we had in that game. Should really have scored, but it was a nicely worked corner and they blocked it, and Pope saved it. So that was basically the 2 chances we had in that game. Maybe 3, but there are 2 big chances really. Also, Lacazette had that chance in the 67th minute where he missed it. And I always tell you guys, does he fill you up with confidence when he has the ball? I don't think he can say so. And then we made our first sub. I think both teams didn't really have anyone to bring on, and Smith Rowe went off and Nketiah came on. But as I always say, when Nketiah comes on, does he really fill you up with confidence? I don't think so. So another question for you: did you think this was a red card when Westwood stepped on Tierney? Did you think that was a red card? Because I know if it was Xhaka, that's the definite red card. If that was Xhaka, a definite red card. But no red card. He made another again, nothing as well, and you have to understand it. So that is how the game went. Nothing really to talk about. We had 3 big chances. They only had like 1, and we're in trouble. We've now dropped to 6th. Tottenham have a game right now. We have to pray that Chelsea wins it. If Chelsea doesn't win it, we go into the 3-week break. Not 1 week or 2 weeks. We're not going to play any other game for 3 weeks. 3 weeks. We're going to see our team either on 7th or 8th, and that is why I didn't want us to finish in that position. We had to win this game today. So let me see what you guys are saying before I get into the plans. Sonic Gang says Ateta out. They're about to give him a new contract, so I guess that they're not listening to that. Tactical says, Mother of Christ, what was that? Sideway passes, back pass, sideway passes, back pass, long ball, that goes to nothing, repeat, shocking. Yeah, as I said, you have to have a plan A, B, C, and D when you're playing against this team or this kind of teams. Sonic says we had the easiest 3 points in the world to kick United out of top 4, but no, at the out. Tactical says if we are going to get top 4 games like this, should be no contest. Yeah, and look at the next 5 games. We have Wolves away. We have Aston Villa. Those will be tougher than this one for sure. Those teams will not be defending. They'll be attacking you. Mr. Raptor says Gunnasaurus would have scored that like a shockingly bad. I don't know, man. It's not clinical. It's just not clinical, and that is unfortunate. Maybe as a midfielder, maybe he can become a midfielder, but not a striker right now. You should add a third option because I'm not sure of either. So I put a poll in the chat asking, after that performance, do you still feel like we're going to get top 4? Yes, you're still confident. If you're watching on Facebook, make sure to comment what you're thinking. Lucas says top 4 over. Sadiki says we have to pray that Tottenham lose. We have to. That is just one of our problems. The other problem is Man United. I didn't want them to be above us during this break. Dixon says what a poor performance this is. We need a striker, honestly, and holding midfielder for real. I think we don't even need 2 players alone. We need another one player, Dixon. I think we need 3 players, not 2. Because look at that bench, man. That bench is not good enough, man. any team seeing those players coming from the bench will not be afraid at all. No one will be afraid of that bench at all. Arsenal Burnley. I don't know how we did not win that game. Arsenal Burnley at home. And we only managed 1 goal at their place as well. Remember that? We only managed 1 goal at their place, and that was a free kick. Why did I leave it? Alhaji says Arsenal need a striker now than never. I need it now. Like, we have 8 days to do it. We need it now. Now. You don't have any other option. Subai says, hope I'm saying your name right. Subai says, Arsenal is flat. I said it. We are not truly serious in growing up. We fix some problem in another surface. That is very true. I think we're the only team that we don't have only one problem. It's like 6, 7, 8 problems. Like captaincy problem comes, defensive problems comes, an injury comes up, goalkeeper problems comes up, and then a striker problem comes up, attacking midfielder problem comes up. They need to sort that out immediately. Dixon said the problem is that we defend on only 11 players. We don't have any other players, so then the game fails. We can't get someone to rescue us. That's the weakness of the coach and the board. That is, like, when you have people like, I actually do miss the likes of Giroud. When you had someone like Giroud to bring from the bench, he used to come on and score ahead in the last minute for us, or Alexis Sanchez, someone like that. Sometimes he used to bring on even Niklas Bentner, whether you like him or not, or whether you liked him or not, he used to come from the bench and get us some late goals. He used to do that for us. But right now, we don't have anyone to bring on. Let's see. Dix also says, I asked myself, why is that Aubameyang is not used? What could be the problem, honestly? I mean, I do ask myself the same question. I don't think it would be a massive difference, because the thing is we are struggling to create chances. Maybe you would have scored that, but also him, you cannot really say it with confidence because he's been missing. But that is what I say as well. Surely we can use him from February, at least until the end of the season, and then sell him, unless we're going to buy 3 players right now. That's the thing I'm going to say. So let's get into the player ratings for the match. So the funny thing is that we kept a clean sheet. We kept a clean sheet, but we only had a few saves to make. So I was going to give some of the defenders 6, because some of them did misplay some passes, but you kept a clean sheet, so I'm going to add that. So Ramsdale is going to get a 7 for today. He made a couple of good saves that were really needed, otherwise they would have gotten that win. Next up is the left back. I think Tierney did okay. I think it's like our only like creative aspect or point from that left side. So I think I'm going to give Tierney a 7 as well. It's going to go to like a 7.5. Ben White, I'm not sure. Maybe I'm tempted to give him a 6, but he kept a clean sheet. So maybe you can upgrade Tierney to 7, but Ben White, I'm going to give him a 7 as well. I guess Gabriel as well, since we kept a clean sheet, even though Burnley didn't really attack, I'm going to give him a 7 as well. Gabriel is going to get a 7 as well. And then Rob Holding, I mean, I think you have to give everyone a 7. You could give someone a 6, because maybe the misplaced passes and everything, but I think we kept a clean sheet, so everyone gets an additional 1 point. Those are the defenders: Ramsdale 7, Tierney 7, White 7, Gabriel 7, Holding 7. I don't think you can give them any higher than that. Maybe you can give them one of them a low, or maybe 6 or something. Midfielders, Lokonga, I'm just going to give him a 6. Some misplaced passes, and Partey and Xhaka getting those red cards, is that it does not help us at all. So Lokonga is going to get a 6. Odegaard, I think he was our best player, especially in that first half. He didn't score, he didn't attack, he didn't assist or score anything like that. But I think Odegaard deserves a 7.5 going to an 8. So I'm going to give him an 8, because in the first half, he was working so hard, he was intercepting balls, making tackles. In the second half, all the big chances we had, like that throw chance, it was from Odegaard. So I'm going to give him an 8, even though he didn't score, but he definitely played well. The next one is Emil Smith-Rowe. I mean, in the second half, he was okay, but I think Odegaard was far better. So Smith-Rowe, I'm going to give him a 6. He's one of the players who definitely need this break for sure. Smith-Rowe is going to get a 6. Martinelli, I think he also worked hard. A couple of chances as well. Energy is always there. I'm going to give him a 7, but could easily be a 6. I think some of them I'm giving them a bit high. Saka, I think as well, he was okay, but I have to give him a 6. I've seen him play very, very better than that. I'm going to give him a 6. Lacazette, unfortunately, missed the biggest chance of the game. He worked hard, yes, in the first half, won a couple of balls, but Lacazette is going to get a 5 for today. The player ratings, Ramsdale gets a 7. I think he made a couple of saves. Tierney gets a 7. I think he was basically like our most attacking threat alongside maybe Odegaard or something. White gets a 7. I will understand if you gave him a 6. Gabriel gets a 7. They kept a clean sheet. Holding gets a 7. Konga gets a 6. It's very himself in that midfield, especially those Burnley bullies. Odegaard gets an 8, even though he didn't score. I think he was very good. He created a very good chance for Smith Rowe. Was very good in terms of tackles, interceptions in the first half. Smith Rowe gets a 6. Martinelli gets a 7, but could easily be a 6. That's the other one. I'm not sure. Saka gets a 6. Lacazette gets a 5. Who did we bring from the bench? I mean, Ketia wasn't on for too long, and that was the only sub we made really because there was no one else to bring on. So Edin Ketia, I am going to give him a 5 as well. And then Mikel Arteta, I'm going to give him a 3. I'm going to give Mikel Arteta a 3. I'll give you the reasons. One, this is Burnley, they're bottom of the table. They've only kept 1 clean sheet away from home all season. You cannot get a 0-0 against them, especially when you're getting a top 4. Number 2, it's been a disastrous January, and you have to put it at his door and also Edu's door, where the players you needed to buy. You knew these players are going to go to the African Cup of Nations. You knew COVID could come. You knew you're going to be in the Carabao Cup, in the FA Cup. All those things you knew. Number 3, when you're playing against Burnley, you need a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C. If plan A was to score in the first 20 minutes and you don't get the goal, try and get a plan B. The plan B could be, I don't know, switch the wings. Maybe Martinelli goes up front, Lacazette comes to midfield, just something different. Plan C could be maybe make a couple of subs in the second half, maybe bring in Tavares and maybe push Tierney for just something different. So you need a plan A, B, and C, and we did not have any. He looked just like all of us. We knew that game was just drifting away and there's nothing we could have done from the bench, and that was the disaster. Basically, we need to win like the next 5 games straight. No draws, no losses. And our next 5 games are now, I had the next 5 games somewhere. I can read them from the top of my head. Next up is Wolves away, and then Brentford at home, and then Watford away, and then Leicester at home, and then Aston Villa away. Those are not easy games at all. So Odegaard is going to get the man of the match for me. Tottenham and Chelsea is about to start. Let's hope Chelsea do us a favor. This is the one time I need Chelsea to really win for us. Konga should never get a 6 paid hide and seek with the ball. So you'd give him Raptor. I gave him a 6. These are just quick ratings. I would understand if you gave him a 5. Raptor says like a 4. Odegaard man of the match. Arteta 1. And also, I'm just giving him a 3 because at the end of the day, there's still a couple of positives, just 1 or 2, like the clean sheet. So I usually take all that into consideration, whichever team you're playing. He also defended the corners well. That's why I'm giving him a 3. It's very hard to defend corners and free kicks from Burnley. We gave them like 9 or 10 opportunities and he defended them very well. So imagine Claude watched that, or poor Claude. So I don't think you'd want to watch that. And he might say it's time to go for a couple of players, but you don't have players. We really seriously need to get some players. So those are the player ratings. That is the match reaction. Tottenham starting right now. Let's hope they can do the job for us. Really need not Tottenham doing the job for us. Chelsea doing the job for us. If Tottenham win, we drop to 7th. I think even if they draw, let me just check the table. I have the table here somewhere, surely. I have the table. Sure, I have the table. So let's just take the table before we end it. Let me put it on the biggest screen. So City now, why am I looking at City? Forget City. Forget Liverpool, forget Chelsea. United 38, West Ham 37, Arsenal 36, Tottenham 36. So yeah, even a draw would see us go to 7th, and we'd have to see Tottenham and United above us for like 3 weeks in a row because we don't have any other games. And it's very dangerous. Our next game is Wolves. Look at how many points Wolves has, and look at how many points Arsenal has. Wolves are on 34, Arsenal is on 36. If a disaster happens and you go to Wolves and lose, we're in 8th position. That would just be such a disaster, man. So basically, we've given ourselves such hard work to do. We have to go to Wolves and win. Brentford comes next time to the Emirates, and we have to win. So if you look at the form, we still have 3 wins from the last 5 games and a draw. But the games that you've dropped points in, like this one, this was a disaster. We should never have lost this game. No, never have drawn this game. And the City game, the way we lost it as well, very, very poor results. So that is the table. We have to hope that Tottenham lose, not draw. we have to hope that Tottenham lose. So come on, Chelsea. I'm supporting Chelsea. If someone has a blue kit, I'm definitely wearing that. Niall, how are you? He says, hi, Glenn. Poor results, mate, but great result for Burnley. Yeah, very good for them. This is the time where they usually start getting points, and I'm sure the likes of Watford, Newcastle are not impressed with that. So let's pray for Chelsea. Let's hope they get the victory. No games for the next 3 weeks, so we'll be focusing on the transfer window. Thank you for watching. Keep staying safe, and I'll catch up with you guys very, very soon.